morning and a very warm welcome. You are watching Janata Television and this is English Bulletin with me, Yutsa Bhattrai. The top stories first. Nepal reports highest single-day infection of coronavirus. Total cases cross 7,000 mark. Nepali Congress sticks to its guns regarding citizenship provision. Parliamentary committee gives a 5 days time to forge consensus. Consumer price inflation decreases to 5.8%. Import and export increases. China-India trade barbs over deadly clash. Both countries pledge to end border standoff. And Premier League returns to action after 100-day shutdown. Manchester City beat Arsenal 3-0. And now, the news in detail. The death toll from coronavirus has reached 20 in the country. According to the Ministry of Health and Population, a 46-year-old woman of Baque has become the latest victim of the disease, which has infected more than 7,000 people in Nepal. The woman from Baijanat Municipality 6 was admitted to Nepalganj Medical Teaching Hospital last Friday after complaining of kidney-related problems. She died in course of treatment on Monday. The Health Ministry informed that her swab samples tested positive for coronavirus.
जिल्ला बैजनाथ गाउँपालिका वडा नं 6 की 46 वर्षीय महिलाको नेपालगञ्ज मेडिकल कलेज शिक्षण अस्पताल कोहलपुरमा 2077 जेठ 30 गते मृगौला सम्बन्धी समस्या कारणले भर्ना भएको, मिति 77 असार 1 गते कोभिड परीक्षणका लागि स्वाब सङ्कलन गरी भेरी अस्पतालको प्रयोगशालामा परीक्षण गर्न पठाइएको र प्रयोगशाला परीक्षणको नतिजा नआउँदै मिति 77 असार 1 गते साँझ 6 बजे नेपालगञ्ज मेडिकल कलेज शिक्षण अस्पताल कोहलपुरमा मृत्यु भएको छ। मिति 77 असार 2 गते प्रयोगशाला परीक्षणको नतिजामा निजको कोभिड पोजिटिभ पुष्टि भएको छ र मृत्यु हुनेको संख्या 20 पुगेको छ।
Yesterday, the ministry confirmed the largest single-day infections of coronavirus. According to ministry, a total of 586 persons tested positive for coronavirus during the latest round of tests. With this, the total number of cases has reached 7,177 across the country. Among the infected, 539 are female, while the remaining 6,638 are male.
आजको जम्मा 40 जना महिला र 546 जना पुरुष गरी जम्मा 586 जना संक्रमित हुनुहुन्छ। जम्मा संक्रमितहरूको संख्या हालसम्म 7177, त्यसमध्ये महिला 539 जना र पुरुष 6638 जना हुनुहुन्छ।
So far, the government has conducted over 149,000 tests through PCR method and more than 233,000 tests through RDT method. Currently, more than 125,000 people are kept in quarantine across the country, while the number of people receiving treatment in isolation stands at 5,990. Till date, 1,167 persons infected with coronavirus have now been discharged after complete recovery. The Parliamentary State Affairs and Good Governance Committee has given a 5-day ultimatum to the government to garner a majority for endorsing the citizenship bill. The committee agreed to provide a 5-day period as per the request of Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa to arrange for an agreement between various parties regarding the issue of naturalized citizenship for foreign women marrying Nepali men. The citizenship bill has been sidelined for a couple of years because of the disagreement between the lawmakers about the issue of naturalized citizenship. After the discussions rekindled on Tuesday, MPs of Nepali Congress had asked for time to discuss the issue in detail. Home Minister Thapa asked for an extension to mediate an agreement it was rather mediate an agreement between the various parties as the MPs could not reach an understanding. The chairman of the committee, Shashi Shrestha, provided the 5-day extension to the Home Minister to find a middle ground between the political parties for the bill to be passed through the Parliament.
यदि अब यसको गाम्भीर्यतालाई लिएर छलफल चलाउने हो भने एक दिन पनि काफी हुन्छ भन्ने लाग्दछ। फेरि पनि यो आइतबार भित्रमा सम्भव भएसम्म भोलि पर्सि नै 5 दिन भित्रमा ल ठिकै छ 5 दिन भित्रमा यसलाई टुङ्गो लगाउने र यदि हाउस छिटो टुङ्गिने भएको खण्डमा त्यो भन्दा अगाडि पनि हुनु पर्दछ।
Home Minister Ram Bahadur Thapa said he hopes to present and pass the citizenship bill in the current session of the Parliament and thereof requested for a 5-day time period to get the majority support in favour of the bill in its current form.
र अहिले सरकारको तर्फबाट पनि र यता राजनीतिक तहबाट पनि चाहिँ के कुरोमा एउटा निष्कर्षमा पुगिएको छ भने यसलाई सहमतिमै टुङ्गाउन जरुरी छ। अहिले चाहिँ मिति तोक्ने भन्दा पनि किन यता चाहिँ यो सदन कहिले अन्त्य गर्ने भन्ने कुरोको पनि टुङ्गो भएको छैन। त्यसलाई हेरेर नै अब समय यसले निर्धारण गर्दा यो समितिले नै निर्धारण गर्दा ठिक होला।
MP of Nepali Congress Dilendra Badu said an agreement between the high-level leadership is essential for the citizenship bill to be passed. The controversy surrounding the citizenship bill can only be solved through political agreement between the parties as it deals with constitutional questions. The bill was registered in the Parliament on August 7, 2018, but it has been in discussion for over 2 years since then. The disagreement lies in the naturalised citizenship clause, which has been a major bone of contention. Nepali Congress has stood in favour of the Citizenship Act 2063. This has slimmed the chances of consensus in amending the laws related to citizenship. A meeting of the main opposition party held at NC President Sher Bahadur Deuba's residence yesterday decided to back the provision in the existing Citizenship Act. In the meeting, the party instructed its leaders to stick to its guns. The instruction was issued to the NC lawmakers who are in the State Affairs Committee of the Legislature Parliament. The Law House Committee meeting, chaired by Shashi Shrestha on Tuesday, had proposed a 7 years period for any foreign women marrying a Nepali national to acquire Nepali citizenship. However, those foreign women can still enjoy all of the financial, social and cultural privileges. The committee has proposed giving them identity cards until they are eligible to acquire citizenship. The existing provision, however, allows such women to acquire Nepali citizenship immediately after they give up their original citizenship after marrying a Nepali citizen. But the legal provision is discriminatory towards foreign men who marry Nepali women, as they have to wait for certain years before being eligible to apply for the citizenship. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. Lawmakers of the National Assembly have drawn the attention of government towards pressing issues faced by the country at the moment. Speaking at the 0 hour of the Upper House meeting yesterday, the MPs demanded government's attention on various issues ranging from the management of quarantine facilities to rescuing Nepalese nationals stranded abroad at the government expense. MP Ramnarayan Bidari suggested the government to immediately rescue citizens stranded abroad who are willing to return home but are unable to pay air tickets.
लागु औषधले लिप्त भएका युवाहरू नेपालमा बसिरहेका छन्। तिनीहरूलाई गृह मन्त्रालयले कसरी संरक्षण गर्दछ र त्यो कसरी रोकथाम गर्छ त्यसमा ध्यान जाओस्।
Another MP, Bimala Ghimire, demanded fair probe and stern actions against the culprits involved in stoning a woman to death at Hetaura, Makwanpur.
मकवानपुर जिल्ला हेटौडा उपमहानगरपालिका वडा नम्बर 4 सूर्यचोक निवासी सुस्मिता केसीको आफ्नै घरमा ढुङ्गाले हानी हत्या गरेर कोठाभित्र लास भेटिएको छ। त्यस्ता अपराधीहरूलाई कानुनी दायरामा ल्याएर उनलाई न्याय दिनका निम्ति म अनुरोध गर्न चाहन्छु।
Similarly, member Sharda Devi Bhatta also demanded fair investigation into Kailali incident and maximum punishment for the perpetrators. The safety of women at quarantine facilities has been questionable, hence women should be kept at home quarantine taking necessary precautions, Bhatta added.
महिला सुरक्षातर्फ विशेष ध्यान दिनु सरकारसँग माग गर्दछु। अध्यक्ष महोदय, साथै महिलालाई बाहिरी क्वारेन्टाइनमा नराखी स्वास्थ्य कर्मीको निगरानीमा होम क्वारेन्टाइनमा बस्ने व्यवस्था मिलाउन अध्यक्षज्यू मार्फत सरकारको ध्यान आकर्षित गर्न चाहन्छु। धन्यवाद।
MP Bimala Rai Paudel lamented about how federalism was supposed to address people's needs at the local level, but the situation of quarantine facilities has proved otherwise. A parliamentary committee has started a discussion on the issue of providing jobs to the citizens returning back home and to those who have lost their jobs during the pandemic. In the meeting of the Industry, Commerce and Labour Committee on Wednesday, the MPs concluded that huge challenges lay ahead in the Nepali job market as potentially 25% of the migrant workers who return home after the pandemic will not go back again. These youths will tend to be city-centric, which will put further burden on the country's economy as the production will not be able to match with the consumption. The General Secretary of the Foreign Employment Department, Kumar Dahal, said if people stop looking for business advantage, the migrant workers in dire problems could be brought back to Nepal without any cost. In the discussion, the MPs blamed the government for not being able to bring back the migrant workers in problem back home. Narayangarh Muglin Road section has been obstructed due to landslide triggered by continuous rainfall since yesterday. The landslide hit 4 km of Ichakamana rural municipality for Chitwan that led to obstruction of the road since 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The landslide has reportedly hit the area that was earlier identified as a high-risk zone while expanding the road section. Private vehicles and cargo trucks have been stranded along the highway after the landslide. And now, the news from Economic Front. The consumer price inflation in month of May decreased to some extent compared to the previous month. According to macroeconomic update of Nepal Rashtra Bank, inflation stood at 5.8% as of mid-May 2020. The figures released by the central bank shows that the consumer price inflation in March and April was 6.4%. During the review period, the food and beverage inflation stood at 8.6%, while the non-food inflation was at 3.7%. In the first 10 months of the current fiscal year, Nepal's exports increased by 4.5%, while import was up by 18.9%. Destination-wise, Nepal's export to India increased by 16.1%, while the import from India, China and other countries have also increased. Export of products like palm oil, Ayurvedic medicine, paper, plastic utensils, pipes, among others, has increased in the review month. Likewise, import of unrefined palm oil, computer and machinery parts, petroleum products, MS billet, gold and cement has also increased. Nepal's trade deficit has decreased by 14.2% during the review period. We'll be taking a break here. Stay tuned for international and sports news. Welcome back, and now the international news. China and India accused each other Wednesday of instigating deadly border clashes between their forces along the disputed Himalayan frontier, the Associated Press reported. According to the news agency, both the countries pledged to safeguard their territory but also expressed commitment to try to end the standoff. The latest skirmish have dramatically raised the stakes between the nuclear-armed Asian giants. 20 Indian troops were reportedly killed in the clashes in the Ladakh area on Monday night, while it was not clear whether China suffered any casualties. Indian security forces said neither side fired any shots, with some officials saying the soldiers were carrying anti-riot gear rather than weapons. The Indian soldiers, including a colonel, died of severe injuries suffered in sub-zero temperature after the two sides threw rocks and traded blows, Indian officials said. It was the deadliest conflict between the sides in 45 years. This has escalated a standoff in the disputed region that began in early May when Indian officials said Chinese soldiers crossed the boundary at 3 different points, erecting tents and guard posts and ignoring verbal warnings to leave. Now, the Russian government built special tunnels to protect President Vladimir Putin from the coronavirus at home and at work, Putin's spokesman said Wednesday. According to AP, reports about tunnels where anyone passing through gets sprayed with germ-killing antiseptics appeared in Russian media on Tuesday night. Putin spokesman Dmitry Svivok said Wednesday that 1 tunnel was installed at the president's home outside Moscow and 2 at the Kremlin. Video footage of the tunnel provided to the Associated Press by the company that assembled it showed the device spraying individuals walking through with a liquid antiseptic. Last week, Putin attended a public event in Moscow for the first time since early May. His appearance came several days after city authorities lifted the lockdown in the Russian capital, citing a slowdown in new cases. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Following a 100-day shutdown due to novel coronavirus, Premier League returned yesterday as title holders Manchester City beat Arsenal to secure the first win of the Premier League restart. Forward Raheem Sterling gave the required lead to City just 2 minutes past the half-time. Arsenal's defender David Luiz was sent off in the 49th minute following a red card after pulling back Riyad Mahrez in the second half to give away a penalty. Kevin De Bruyne took the penalty awarded to City on 51st minute and proved why he is still the best on the pitch. Philip Foden settled the score to 3-0 at the stoppage time. Both City and Arsenal players came together before kick-off to take a knee in protest of racial injustice. According to BBC, victory for Pep Guardiola's side means league leaders Liverpool remain 6 points away from winning the title, writing off any potential celebrations in Sunday's Merseyside derby. In another match, Aston Villa drew goalless with Sheffield United at the Villa Park. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin and the headlines once again. Nepal reports highest single-day infection of coronavirus. Total cases cross a 7,000 mark. Nepali Congress sticks to its guns regarding citizenship provision. Parliamentary committee gives 5 days time to forge consensus. Consumer price inflation decreases to 5.8%. Import and export increases. China-India trade barbs over deadly clash. Both countries pledge to end border standoff. And the Premier League returns to action after 100-day shutdown. Manchester City beat Arsenal 3-0. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website, JanataSamachar.com. We urge all our viewers to follow government directives and follow healthy hygienic practices to keep safe from any infection. Keep washing your hands. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.